Hey guys, how's it going? Oxbus here. Welcome back to 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross. We're going to be talking about equipment gear, where to farm it, what to upgrade, what to salvage, what to do with all your gold that you don't have and how to get more of it. Everything you need to know about equipment gear and farming SSR gear to get your character up to a really good attack and stats to make sure you're clearing all the hard content, even without level 65 or 70 characters. Alright, so let me show you around. Let me go through this and show you what you need to do. There's main parts in this game that are very important for equipment, and that starts off with the character. So you click on the character, you have an equipment slot on the bottom right over here. Now, this is currently the best set I have going on at the moment. You can see I also farmed a bunch of gear, and I'm going to show you what I've been doing with it and why I have it like this. You can see I have a whole bunch of SSR gear. I'm going to pop up another picture over here. If I remember, I farmed twice overnight, and I got a whole bunch of SSR gear. And it's very important to do this because even if you do get an SSR gear, there is this little, I'm going to go a little advanced here. There's this little stat that it starts off with. Every gear is not the same. Every gear is going to have a different basic stat over here. So you can see my basic stat is 487 attack on this, where if I go to my belt, what I was just farming, the belt I'm currently holding has 4,734 HP, but this other one I have over here has less. It's got 4,689. So it's not only just collecting the gear. When it comes to SSR gear, try to farm as much as you can until you find one that is very close to being max stat. Because if you want to reroll this, it costs gems, and you don't want to use gems on rerolling gear. Not at all. So farm this as much as you can before you awaken it. That's a little bit of an advanced tip, but we're going to go back to the basics. Alright, so you might be asking yourself, why do you have so much gear down here? I farmed this overnight. I had this on auto battle, and it gave me all the SSR gear by RNG chance and gold gear as I slept. Amazing, right? Why am I doing this right now and not farming other things? That's because there's this half off energy event going on right now in the game that allows you to farm all the free stages for half the energy costs. So the main thing you need to do as you're going through main story, make sure you complete these blue quests on the side here for the towns you want to get into 5 hearts. This is very important. So currently you can see Vanya is at 5 hearts. And why is this really important? Because this allows you to farm SSR gear. It unlocks quests around the little areas that give you SSR gear, a 3% drop, or there's this permanent red quest that you can repeat over and over and over again that will give you SSR gear, and it'll go through a cycle, go from ring, belts, so on and so on, so you get everything you need from this quest, or you can do what I did and farm overnight. Now, once you do that, you're going to go into one of these quests, and when you see what equipment you want to go for, earrings, belts, whatever it is, you're going to click on the one that is hard. It's not that hard if you have a level 60 team, like I said. If I click the chest here, you'll see 3% drop rate, if not 27% drop rate on super rare, and then 7% drop rate on a rare. There's also a little bit of extra items here and there, depending on which quest you're doing. Alright, so now that you've seen what I did to get all this SSR gear, there's something that's very important. You see this sword on the top right of this earrings? That is an attack set. That doesn't mean every item you have is going to have attack on it. What it's going to do is going to be a set bonus. So if you have 4 of these equipments with swords on it, 4 equipment equals a plus 20% stat bonus. And chapter 1, little town area that I upgrade to 5 hearts, everything I farm here is going to have that attack stat on it. If you want defense stat, you're going to go to chapter 2 and you're going to get this Dalmali to 5 hearts, because that every gear in here is going to be defense gear, and then chapter 3 is going to be health, the heart. So you're going to have to make these 3 main ones first to 5-star or 5 hearts, because that's the gear that you're going to mix and match on your characters to make them super strong in PvP and super strong for PvE content. There's 2 different sets you want to make. I'm going to explain that a little bit more right now. Alright, so I'm going to start off with bonus sets. Bonus sets are very straightforward. Sword doesn't mean strength. Shield doesn't mean it's going to have shield stats. It means this little bonus right here. So if I click on this sword, because I have a 4 set, it says I have attack plus 20%. And because I have 2 shields accessories on, I have defense plus 20%. So there's other gear here. Like if I click on this one, you'll see I have a little plus sign over here. That means this is going to give me a 2 set bonus. If I have 2 of these items on, I'm going to recover rate plus 20%. Where if I click on this gear, 2 set bonus of this is going to give me crit resistance plus 30%. So for every character pretty much in this game, you're going to run 2 different sets. 4 swords, 2 shields for pretty much your DPS setup. Some characters are going to do 4 swords, 2 crits. Some characters are going to work on more crit than actual anything else. For the main part, you're safe to make 2 or 3 sets of 4 swords and 2 shields. For PvP and to make your characters a little bit more tankier, you're going to work on a set like this: 4 hearts and 2 shields. 4 hearts gives you a bonus of 20% HP, and again, the shield gives you defense plus 20%. For the hearts, you have to have a 4 set. It says it right there underneath the description. And for the shield, you only needed 2 sets. So that's your mix and match. There's exceptions to that depending on the characters, like Jericho, Skinny, Green King. They're going to go for more of a crit setup. But for the main part, you're really safe by just making yourself these 2 sets. I make a set for hearts and defense for PvP. And for PvE content, I try to go for as much strength as I can, especially for a farming character. So that being said, what do we have to look for after this? All right, so you got your set. You've got your 4 swords, your 2 shields, whatever mix and match you want to do. Now what do? All right, so there's 2 important things to know. One, you're going to hear this all over and over again. Left side is SSR gear, like my Hauser has over here, and right side is going to be common or rare gear. Now, the common or rare gear on the right side, it's preference. Common is cheaper to reroll stats, so if I want to awaken this, it's going to cost me gold. The gold price compared to this and common, there's a big difference. But honestly, I'm a day 1 player. I'm very new to the game, and I'm still managing my gold very well. And I have all this gear being upgraded on multiple characters. I have this ring right over here fully upgraded, and I have all their stats at attack plus. I'm going to explain this a little bit more, but I'm just saying, it all depends what you want to do. I like to have a little bit more bonus than common. Common is having a really fast rerolls. Some people even do uncommon just to have some quick gear, because this bonus set is what's most important. Now, why is that really important? Again, keep this in mind. SSR gear is the left, rare gear is the right. But as you're playing the game, you're not going to have access to all of this. So equip what you can when you have it. So if you have anything that's gold, equip the gold one for now. Make it +5. It's dirt cheap. You can just salvage it afterwards. Just don't awaken the equipment, especially because I told you that each equipment has a different little set here, and as you play the game, you might get an equipment with a better starting off stat. So you're going to mix and match gold, silver, SSR in the starting, but what you want to work on is rare gear or common gear and get it to +5. On the top left, you can see +5 there, and 5 stars. This is going to give you all the max stats for its base stat, which is attack 282, and its sub slots, its little bonuses over here. Now, top row, keep this in mind. Top row, the ring and the bracelet over here, this is attack stats only. Every gear you get, no matter what the little shield, heart, plus sign, critical, these 2 are always going to be your attack stats. The middle row, which is a necklace and the earrings, that is going to be your defense stat. You can see the earrings has defense 100 and the necklace has defense 241. And the bottom row is going to be HP. HP 1501, left side, HP 4734. Did you see? So you got those 3, attack, defense, HP, but did you also see what I just said? The right side has HP 1501, the left side has 4734. Now, that's not because it's SSR gear compared to rare gear. If I click on this belt over here, the belt has 3757. If I click on a rare belt, 2373, and that's only basic. So back to this +5 one, 1501. The base stats on the right side of your gear is way lower than the left side, and that's why the left side is SSR gear and the right side is rare or common gear. So that's why you want to go for that. Also, another reason you don't want to go all SSR gear on the right and left is because when you re-roll these stats and you awaken them, it costs gems to re-roll these stats. And I'm going to give you why these stats are so important. So why are the stats so important? What are you looking for when you do this? Like I told you, the top row is attack. You're going to have to make a weapon or equipment into 5 and 5 star. And then you want to roll their sub stats over here, the bonus. Everything I have on here is attack plus 2%, 1.9, 1.8. This is very important because when you do this, the top row's attack, you want to roll that stat. For the middle row, it's defense. You want to roll all defense. So I got my first one here with defense 2.9%. I already have it at +5. I want to awaken to the next one. So I'm going to click awaken. I'm going to use 40,000 and 2 awakening materials. And this is why people use common gear, because it costs less. But again, you can manage this if you do it properly. If you're not someone who's playing too often, then you want to go for the common gear. So I'm going to awaken the earrings, get them to 2 star, Now that the 2-star, I have another slot opened, and I got a perfect roll almost. Okay, so if you didn't get defense over here, you have other options that will show up. So if I click this little magnifying glass, you'll see it says defense increase by 1 to 3%, resistance, and crit defense increase. These are all the stats that can show up here. What you want to do for the gear, depending on where it is, top slot is attack, this one's defense, bottom one's HP. That's the stat you want to roll for. So whatever the gear is, whatever it offers, this gear offers defense, I want to roll all defense over here. So all this defense is going to stack up, and you're going to see over here in the little bottom description, it says defense plus 5.2%. You want to roll that as much as you can. So back to my ring over here, my ring has attack. I'm rolling attack. These are all rolled into attack. I'm going to re-roll them eventually to see if I can get like full percentage. Full percentage is 3%. So if I do all these perfect, they'll be in color yellow and not blue. That's going to be 3, 6, 9, 12, 15% increase in attack. And this is why right side gear is going to be rare or common, because left side, again, if I want to re-roll this to get this, I got really lucky. I have to use 2 diamonds, and you don't want to do that. Diamonds are so... There's a lot of it in the game, but unless you're whaling in it, don't use the diamonds. You're going to be here re-rolling. You're going to spend like 20 diamonds just to get an attack 1%, or maybe not even show up at all. You are going to get anvils throughout the game. Right now, PvP is giving them. Your equipment draw is going to give you some at a rare chance. Anvils allow you to re-roll this for 5 anvils and not use gems. So that's why SSR gear is manageable. You just got to wait for that. And also, in the future, we're going to get hammers. And hammers allow you to raise this. So re-roll it, but it will never go below 3.4% or 2.5. It'll only increase. So hammers are going to be really good once they come out as well too. So that's the main things you want to know about your gear. After you awaken it, you're going to enhance it again. And you can multi-enhance an item up to 5 times and let it auto. You don't have to keep pushing it over and over and over again. This is going to cost you enhanced materials, and it's going to cost you gold. So you're going to sit here, let this go through, and there's a chance of the equipment failing. And that's another reason why we do rare gear and not SSR gear for everything, because it's super expensive to do this. So you will run out of gold really quickly once you're upgrading so many characters, but working on one set right away is a very good way to do it. So I'm having really bad luck right now on this. I have a 60% chance of this showing up, so more than 50-50, and I failed like 3 in a row. So you're going to let this go through. If you fail enough times, you'll notice there's a little energy bar being raised underneath it. When that bar hits 100%, that percentage will go into the percentage that you need. So right now I have a 60% chance of this succeeding. If it fails, and that bar increases, it'll put 40% into that 60%, making your next roll 100% guaranteed. So I've got this to +5. I'm going to awaken it again to open up my next slot. It cost me 60,000, 3 of those materials. And the ring is now a 3-star, and I got resistance. So resistance is not what I want. I'm going to click on reroll. It's going to ask me if I want to reroll. I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to go for that defense. I'm going to keep rerolling until I get defense. For the starting, I'm not going to try to make all of them 3%. I'm just going to try to get defense on all of it. There you go. I got defense plus 1.7%. Now that all stacks, and I have a defense plus 6.9%. So then you'll do that again and again for 4-star, 5-star. Once you have it looking like this one, but for each of its respective stats, then you move on to the next gear. And then you upgrade this one. I'm going to awaken it. 20,000. Now it's going to be a 2-star back at not +1 or +2. I got lifesteal. I don't want lifesteal. I want HP. Reroll it until I get HP. And that's pretty much what you're going to do for all the gear in the game. That's what you're looking at. All right, HP 1.5%. Good, I'm done. And then I'm going to go back into Enhance and make it +++5. Once I'm back to +5, Awaken, rinse and repeat until all your gear on the right side is looking like that. So the end result is these stats add up to 15%, and that's why rare gear, common gear is being used on the right side. Left side, it adds up to 15%. They're exactly the same, but this costs diamonds to re-roll. So that's why you want to be making that set on the right and making the SSR set on the left. Base stats are higher on the left, but it costs re-rolling, and you don't want to go through that, but the base stats so high that it doesn't really matter. Where the right side, it costs gold to re-roll, base stat is low, but you get the same bonuses as the left side, so you might as well roll for that 15% increase over here, and then work lucky on the left side. So, with that being said, where do you get all the golden materials for this? To start off the materials, that quest I showed you, farming, what are you going to do with all that armor? you're going to come to Deanne over here. Deanne is going to salvage all your armor for you. Now, if you notice, all my gear here is +1 for the gold. And I keep reading and hearing from people that if you +1 it, you have a higher chance when you salvage this, you'll get yourself these crystals. And more crystals, the better, because that's what you need. Now, I'm going to show you why that's okay in a way, because every time you make a gear into +1, it's going to cost 1,000 gold. So that's what you're going to be losing in the end game, is 1,000 gold each item you make +1, but you get back your materials that you use to upgrade. To upgrade this belt into a +1, it's going to cost me 4 of these little red diamonds, but when I do make it +1, I'm getting those diamonds back no matter what. You can see this +1. Let me actually remove all that. That was a big jump. This +1 is going to give me 8. Now, it probably needs more testing, but I only do this to the gold ones. I don't do this to the rare ones or anything else, because 1, it takes too long to click on all the items to do that, and 2, again, I don't want to waste my gold too much. But I'm going to go through this with you guys. We're going to salvage all these, and this is where you're going to get a lot of these materials, and that's why this half energy thing going on right now is very important, because you can farm all of this to hopefully get a bunch of these, and that way you can upgrade your SSR gear and all your gears on all your characters. Now, let's say you don't need the ones that showed up, the 3-star, 2-star, 1-star. What can you do to get that big one? If you really want to, you go over here, you click on it. Not really want to, you're gonna have to do this sometimes. Make the 2-star into 3-star, make the 3-star into 4-star, make the 4-star into 5-star if you're working on SSR gear and all your other gear is done. You're not gonna be messing around with 1, you're not gonna be messing around with 2 unless you're doing uncommon and common. 3-star is for rare, 4-star is for super rare, the SR, and nobody should be using that. So SR is always going to be evolved into the next stage. So if you want more 5-stars, click on your 4-stars and you have higher exchange. You can change this to the 5-star version. So, and you can see the bigger crystal there, that's for ultra rare later on. A little quick tip I forgot to add in the video, but if you click on exchange equipment, you can easily change equipment between characters. So right now, my Hauser has my best set. If I want another character to have that because I'm doing a different type of quest, I want it for main story, not for farming, I'll click on my Green Meliodas or whoever, exchange equipment, Hauser takes his equipment, and now Green Meliodas has my equipment. If I want it back, I do the same thing, and you can do this over and over and over again. There he is, he's at the top. Click on Meliodas, exchange equipment, and boom, I got my equipment back. Little quick tip there, just so you can manage your characters better because you don't have all the sets ready and you only have 3 sets that's proper. You can bounce them back and forth between the characters you need. Also, when you work on the rare gear and eventually you're going to upgrade it to SSR gear, if you did left side rare gear as well, you can always switch this gear to the characters that you equip to your main character. So right now I have Hauser. Hauser has a character set up in his little sub slot there. You can give that gear to that character so you get more stats out of it. So your gear is never really wasted. Even though you fully upgraded this rare gear, you can always switch this gear to your next character that you're working on, so you don't have to keep switching between them or the little extra stats on the bottom, because you're not going to be able to make SSR gear for 9 characters right away. So slow progression is the way to go. If you need anything else, I do got a Discord. I'm opening up the channels now for 7 Deadly Sins. I also have the comment section, and I do stream over at twitch.tv/MeleeOctopus, where I do stream this once in a while. So if you have any questions, I have my community there and myself that can try to answer it. The link's in the description if you want to hang out during the live streams. If you guys did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll smell you later.